Hello, this is Bruce from Southern California, and I've been collecting these Honda trail bikes for the last couple of years, and my goal is to get one of each year. So in order to do that, I had to learn how to tell them apart, and I'm going to share some of this information that I've learned with you. And also at the very end of this video, I'll go over the VIN numbers so you can get an exact idea. But some of you can tell by just looking at them. For example, these two on the left, they're obviously different than the other ones. They're the earlier ones. And one of the differences you can see is the front suspension is leading link. Some people call it Springer style. And the later ones have the telescopic forks. Also on these early models, you'll see the Airbox, this square box here, is on the tube in the front. And there's a couple other differences here. The key location is that white box there in the back, and that was on the older models here. And on this model, they moved the key up to the down tube under that cover there. These old models here were made from 1968 and back, and the ones with the telescopic forks were made from 1969 and up, 69 and newer. Okay, now on these older models, there's basically three different styles, and this first one here is made from 1964 through mid-66, and they're all exactly the same. In fact, they have the same VIN numbers, part numbers are all called 1964. The main difference is it has the pushrod engine. The camshaft is down on the cases, and it operates the pushrods. The pushrods operate rocker arms. The rocker arms are connected to the valves. Okay, it has a downdraft carburetor. To get the low gearing for hill climbing, what we have is two sprockets in the back. Right now it's set up for riding on the road. So the larger sprocket is just bolted on there as a storage place for it. And to change to the low gearing, you have to take the chain off, stop your bike, get off, take the chain off, unbolt that sprocket, and then it goes over the little sprocket. It bolts back on again. Then you have a spare section of chain you'd have to put on to make it bigger, and put the chain back on, and then you can go. Okay, this was from 64 to 66 and a half. Now in the mid-60s to mid-66 to mid-67, they came out with the next model. I don't have it here, but it's like this one here. They changed the engine to the overhead cam. That's what that circle is on the top of on the cylinder head. That's where you get the cam out. There's points under there too. But it still had the dual sprocket in the back. Now in the mid-67 through 68, that's what this bike is. We call it a 68. And they came out with this dual-speed sub-transmission. That's this box here. And there's a little lever underneath it. All you have to do is stop your bike, shift the lever, and get back on again, and you'll be in the low gear range for hill climbing. That's the main differences. Okay, now in 69 they came out with this model here, and one of the ways to notice it, well, one of the easiest ways is this speedometer. It's V-shaped here on the bottom, shaped like a V. It was the only year that was made that way. Also, the Airbox, it just goes back there and it stops. With the newer style, see, it goes up. Actually, they just changed the very next year. It goes up and up here a little higher, so you go through deeper streams, supposedly. Okay, now I think on these newer models, you can tell by the cover over the tube cover, they were different every year. You know, if you still have them, a lot of them are missing, and you can tell by them what the year is. This is a gray one. They made the gray for a number of years, and then they started making the two covers the same as the same color as the frame. This is a 71. This is 79. This is the last year they made the CT90, and then they went to the CT10 in 1980. This is 81. The 1980 didn't have the dual speed sub-transmission. I guess they thought there was enough horsepower in the 110s that they didn't need it. But that would only lasted 1 year. In 81, which is this year, they went back to the dual speed sub-transmission. Well, another thing, the lights are smaller on these two red ones. This one on the end is called a CT200, the one with the overhead valves and push rods. Now, the one with the overhead cam is when the CT90 started. And this has a small headlight. This has a small headlight, a 69. I don't have a 70 here, but it went to the large light in 1970. Here's a 71. Turn signals, I'm not sure what year they started, but they were required, and they were round. And on the CT110s, they were square and plastic. Okay, let's talk about the VIN numbers now. The VIN numbers are located on these older ones, and some of the newer ones too. They're located on the frame, over the engine there. Just over the engine on the frame, you see the VIN number. That's for the frame VIN number, and then the engine VIN number. It's at the bottom part of the engine, behind the shift shaft and the forks. I mean the foot pegs. Okay, now you won't get matching engine number and frame numbers, but they're close. They should be like within 50 to 100, if you still have the original engine in it, if that's important to you. Okay, that's pretty much, in a nutshell, the differences. I'm going to go through the VIN numbers now. Okay, this one on the end, this is the CT200 it's called. It's still a Trail 90, has 87 cc's, and the VIN number starts off with CT200-1 and then 5 unique digits. And this next one here is the CT90, the first CT90, sometimes called K0. There's two of them, one with the dual sprockets on the back and one with the sub-transmission. Well, the first ones were CT90-10001 to 122.550, and then the model with the sub-transmission was CT90-122.551. And the engine VINs were pretty close. They were CT90-E on the first line, and the second line would be the number. Okay. Then the 1969 was CT90-2 and then 5 digits. 1970 was CT90-3 and 5 digits. Here's a 71, CT90-4 and 5 digits. 72 and 73 had the same VIN, so you can't really tell them apart. And it was CT90-14. 74 was CT90-15. 75 was CT90-16. 76 CT90-17. 77 CT90-18. 78 CT90-19. 79, which this one is, CT90-50. And then in 1980, it was the first 110, and it was JD01-5, and then 5 zeros and a 1. And then in 1981, they went to the newer style VIN numbers that they have now. And cars have the same style and everything. And you can see on here, it starts off JH2, that's Japan Honda two-wheeler, and then JD010, that's a 110, a 9, that's a check digit, and then a B, that stands for 1981, C is 1982, D is 1983, and so on. And then after that, six digits. They're unique. That's the actual serial number, the last 6 digits of the VIN. Okay, and I'm going to post all this up in the next frame. Thank you for watching this video.